Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Y and E podcast. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, share, and engage with us in the comment section. So we're chatting about all of the ongoing turmoil, political turmoil in the Nigerian space, and we know that the current President Tinubu, has been doing a lot of work underground, allegedly, to turn Nigeria into a one party state. And unfortunately, the Nigerian people, they are seeing through all of this and they're coming out and they're speaking up. The president should not be doing something like this. I'll say about maybe 34 governors are now standing on the mandate, maybe less, but I'm sure at least 30 governors are now standing on the mandate. Some of them have jumped the ship to the party of the president. A lot of the senators, a lot of the House of Rep members, they've jumped the ship to the party of the president. And it's making a lot of Nigerians think, why is this happening? We've seen previously that Senator Shirmale made a statement recently, or well, if a few years back, saying if you joined APC, all your sins will be forgiven. So does that mean all these governors, all these senators, all these House of Rep members have some cockroaches in their cupboard? Is that why they're joining with the party of the president in order for them to escape justice? Again, this is an unfortunate stand. The president has been a supporter of Nadeko back in 1993. It looks like all of his actions or inactions lead towards a non-democratic policies in Nigeria. What do you think?
The one party state conversation, I don't think that is the right way to describe what is happening in Nigeria. I think what is happening in Nigeria is more or less like a dominance. APC want to dominate the political landscape. It's not necessarily a one-party system, because for there to be a one-party system, I strongly believe that it will have to be enshrined in the country's constitution. Take an example like China, like North Korea. Those ones practice a one-party state because is in their constitution. It's constitutional. There is no opposition. There is no other political party. And most times, I think they believe
You
that
don't know, maybe that's what Tinubu is trying to achieve. That might be Tinubu's goals in the next couple of years. We don't know. Maybe this is just a preamble to what's about to come.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that is not what he intend to do with the current makeup of the National Assembly, especially the Senate. With Akpabio, with all his baggages, with all his troubles. I can tell you for free that if tomorrow Tinubu wants a third term, Akpabio will make it happen, because he cannot afford to say no. He will end up in jail. So in order not to end up in jail, in order not for them not to reopen his case files, he will endorse it. So if you are saying that, well, we may never know, maybe that's where Tinubu is driving at, I wouldn't argue that it's possible. But what I'm trying to say is that for there to be a one-party state, it has to be in the constitution, it has to be lawful. But in what we have in Nigeria, I don't see it as a one-party state. I think it's just a way, APC trying to dominate the political landscape. Either way is not good for the Nigerian people. It's not good for our democracy. It's a dangerous place to be. Although this is not the first time we have been here. We've been here before during Obasanjo's time. Obasanjo had almost 28 states, 29 states. So I think the only reason why people are raising dust is because of social media is amplifying the whole thing. People have become maybe a little bit wiser. People have become more conscious. People have become more aware of, because the world is a global village. You can sit in the comfort of your home, wherever you live in the world. You can see what is happening in the world, how countries operate and all of those stuff, how countries are developed. So due to that, I think that is just really what is amplifying what is happening. Otherwise, Obasanjo did more than Tinubu. Tinubu is just probably borrowing from Obasanjo's playbook. In fact, Obasanjo set up EFCC. Let us not forget, EFCC and ICPC was set up solely to hunt down his passive political enemies, That was the whole purpose of setting up EFCC. Tinubu hasn't even done up to 1/3 of what Obasanjo did. So, but for some people that are saying that what he's doing is undemocratic, I strongly agree with them. It's definitely undemocratic. The what really adds flavor to democracy, or to a democracy, is actually the competitiveness of the democracy. If there is no competition, there is no dissenting voice, there is no position, what you have is dictatorship. I think Tinubu should just be worried about his legacy. Maybe he don't care. Even if he don't destroy the opposition party, even if they put 20 Peter Obi together, Tinubu will still win the election because he has all the institution of the state. There is no way people will cast their vote and they'll be able to vote Tinubu out. I hate to be taking this stand, but that is exactly what is going to happen. The next election result will be determined, by the judiciary. And it's unfortunate. If I were him, or if I were to advise him, I would tell him, leave the opposition party, let them flourish, let them do whatever they want to do. You have the INEC in your pocket, you have the judiciary in your pocket, you have the security, the security this thing in your pocket. What else do you need? That is all you need to win Nigerian election.
Yeah, I definitely agree with the take. But if you think about it, the president doesn't want to come out plainly and stop his supporters from doing what they're doing. He doesn't want to come out plainly against his supporters. He doesn't want to come out plainly to support his own supporters, right? Because when he does that, he's going to have to come out and denounce the things his supporters are doing, the actions of the City Boy movement, the action of his supporters on the internet, the actions of some of the prominent supporters of the president. Recently we heard that Sunday Igboho, that was almost exiled by the former president, President Buhari, is now going on social media and telling people from other part of the country to not come to the Southwest to canvass for votes or campaign for votes. The president hasn't come out to denounce that. The president supporters, many of them haven't come out to denounce what Sunday Igboho was saying. But again, he doesn't want to truly come out against them, and he also doesn't want to come out for them. So he wants people to be out there and, you know, continue to put out whatever they want to put out. At the same time, people are holding obedience accountable. They're holding Peter Obi accountable. They're asking him to control his supporters on the internet. But he doesn't even have the same power as the president. But no one is talking about the president. No one is telling the president to call his supporters into order and control what they're doing and put out a statement for them to not threaten. We've seen some of the Lagos boys on the internet saying that anyone that's going to vote in Lagos in 2027 will have to vote for APC, or they would not be allowed to vote at all. Are you telling me the chief of staff hasn't heard about that? They haven't put out any statement to stop that. So all of these actions and inactions are super undemocratic and should not be happening. If the president wants to show that he's truly a democratic leader, all he needs to do is to come out and denounce everything his supporters have been doing. Everything and they've been doing to tarnish his image or to make him feel like it's undemocratic. We know that he appointed the INEC chairman. We know that they have all the judges in their back pockets. We know that they have people in critical places, structures in place that will help them win the elections. And again, I still believe people will, collect their money and vote their conscience or vote for who they believe will make the country better. A lot of people are still complaining about the high gas prices. They're complaining about the high food prices. And I'm sure the people that are supporting the president, they are buying from the same markets the people that are not the supporters of president are buying from. I just think people need to be honest and they need to put their money where their mouth is. But it looks like a lot of people are just looking for a way to, be part of the government, heat from the government, and then, continue to do whatever they want to do. But it's unfortunate that a lot of people, poor people, are going to suffer uh, going at this rate. They're passing out food boxes of noodles, boxes of rice, things that they weren't doing last year, things that they weren't doing 2 years ago. But just because it's about time for elections, a lot of the supporters are coming out to flood the markets with boxes with the picture of the president. And most of these packages don't even have the vice president on them.
I mean, the the president is the sole owner of the ticket. I mean, the vice president is just a spare tire. Even at the state level, if you go to some state, if I tell you like Ondo State, I don't know the deputy governor of Ondo State. It's just because Lagos is popular. That is why maybe a lot of people or myself, I know the deputy governor of Lagos State, Hamza. For a lot of states, like a Kogi State, like a Delta State, a lot of states, you don't know the deputy governor. So they are more or less like a spare tire. I want to give Tinubu the benefit of doubt. Even though you are the president, you are not the most powerful person, okay, in a country. His handlers might just be, keeping him away from the news. They may just be filtering, what he can see and what he cannot see, what he can read and what he cannot read. They, in a way to control, So I guess what I'm trying to say is that there are a lot of things that is happening that Tinubu is probably not aware of. The same thing happened during Jonathan's time. The same thing happened during Buhari's time, late Buhari's time. They try to control what they see, even up to the point of the kind of newspaper they read, the channels they watch and stuff like that. I guess it was just Obasanjo that they were not able to, to cow like that. But for a lot of them, you'll be surprised that Tinubu don't know about most of these things that is happening. He probably don't know about the boxes of rice, the boxes that they share in the public. He probably don't know about it. But this is not me excusing this behavior, but I'm trying to say that there is a chance that he's being kept away from some of these things. He may not know about all these things. So there you have it. Yeah. Let us know what you think about the statement that Tinubu is not democratic enough. That, somebody, I think it was Peter Obi that said it looks like Abacha is even better than Tinubu with the way he's running the government. Let us know what you think. I will be happy to engage with you in the comment section. And thank you for your support.